The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 770. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have an amazing lady on the show today. She's a social media expert, and I'm really excited to have her on and share her story with us today on self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Kandy Robertson. Kandy, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Hi, thank you for having me. So my name is Kandy Robertson, actually a social media expert. I've been in the entertainment industry for 15 years as a model and actress. I also am anti-human trafficking advocate. I hosted a lot of events and fundraisers for nonprofits that fight against human trafficking. And I also executively produce my own reality show. It's called Cocktails and Candy.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And Kandy, what's your cultural background?
My parents are Cambodian. They were refugees. They came here after the Cambodian genocide.
Thanks for sharing that. And what'd be your favorite self-confidence quote?
Be proud of who you are and not ashamed to have others see you.
Thanks for sharing that great quote. And in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
Self-confidence is what you envision yourself to be like. So we compare ourselves to other people often. Self-confidence is when we stop comparing ourselves to others and actually be proud of who we are.
Thanks for sharing that great definition. And Kandy, what was your life like before you discovered self-confidence?
Okay. My childhood was really unstable and traumatic. I had a very abusive childhood. And growing up, I had lacked self-esteem, and which led me to relationships that were also abusive. And that's because I didn't have the self-confidence to believe I deserved better.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think, as growing up as Asian women, we always feel like we never deserve better, right? We just settle for what's in front of us. And, that can hurt us. What happened to you? You ended up being in an abusive relationship. And I'm sure there's women out there who are in a similar situation and they feel like they can't get out of it because they feel like there's no way out. But, it's up to us to realize like there is a better way, and it's our responsibility to do what we can to get out of it and have a better life. And what was that point in your life when you realized you had that confidence to be who you are today and, have the courage to just be yourself and, go after what you want? What was that aha moment?
I work on this every single day. I think I often down myself, and I think that's a part of growing up and overcoming the trauma. So there are days where I'm like, okay, I'm doing so well. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then other days I'm like, I don't deserve it, or that I'm not meant for better, or I'm not meant to have what I'm asking for. So honestly, I feel like my aha moment was last week when I kept having to discount my services that I offer for social media. And so just to get people to get in my program or to work with me, I'd always discount them. And I felt like last week was when I was looking at my credentials and all the things I've done and all the experience I've gained this entire time, over 15 years. And I'm still telling myself I don't deserve what I'm asking for. Until literally last week, I was like, no, that's no more. I've been featured on so many news outlets, and I've been, had so much experience on TV, and I'm producing TV shows, and I'm doing so much. And I wrote a book, and it's what am I doing? Why am I shortchanging myself? And that was when I was like, okay, I can no longer do that. I really have to even appear as if this is who I am. If I show that to the world, this is who I am, why am I still discounting myself? And that's because that's a self-confidence problem. And yeah, so now I'm not like that. At least I work on it every single day. I think self-confidence is something that you have to work on every single day. Even though you have an aha moment, there's still days that we still feel that way.
Thanks for sharing that. And yeah, I mean, self confidence is something that we work on for the rest of our lives because we always have new challenges. We have new setbacks, new roadblocks, new everything, right? And that's life, right? It's like a roller coaster. It goes up one day and then you're down one day and it's upside down and it's sideways. It's like never linear. And I'm glad you're able to bring this up about, having to discount yourself because I think as women too, we feel like we're never enough. And when we're selling a service, we feel like, oh, maybe we're overcharging or, oh, maybe no one's going to buy from us. And we have to realize like, you have 15 years experience, you can impact someone's business with the skill set that you have, with the experience that you have. And when they can see the impact that you've created, then they're going to pay for the services, like the amount that you charge versus like continually discounting it. Because, if the people aren't going to take you seriously, then sometimes it's a reflection of us. Like we don't take ourselves seriously. So that's why it's like, it's really important that it does start with us. We have to take ourselves seriously. We've done the work. We've done the research. We have the experience. And if they don't like it, that's fine, right? Like there's other people out there who will pay for the value that you deserve. And because of that, what's your life been like now?
Actually, I feel better. Like, I think I've been getting more opportunities now that's been reached out to me. Like, today I was asked to be a creative director for a body, mind, and wellness tour that's touring around the country. And I'm like, she knew nothing about me but a referral. So it's like, yeah, I want you to be based on everything that she saw. And it's like, okay, like people who want you will come to you. You don't have to, even if people that do come to you can't afford you, you're going to have to stand your ground. And I think things have been better because I don't have to worry. I think that's like a scarcity mindset. Like I start to worry. And I think the more you worry, because you feel like, if you don't stand firm with your services that you offer, like I feel like you attract more people who are not willing to pay or not willing to value your experience.
Thanks for sharing that. And I'm glad you're able to share that. And like, the moment you decided to stand firm on your services, like you mentioned, like an opportunity came to you. And yeah, sometimes it happens like that and sometimes it doesn't. But, it does start with you making that decision. And, it's like when people want like the kind of guy they want, they write down the list of like traits that they want in a man and they attract it because there's like this magical thing that happens when you write everything out on paper, like that pen to paper attachment. But you can also do the same thing, like what is that perfect client to you, right? And I've seen people do this and it's happened for them. And I mean, yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I mean, what if it does work, right? It's just like that simple exercise of just writing down stuff and you never know what can happen. So I'm glad you're able to share that and share what happened the moment you decided to make a decision for yourself. And to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey to self-confidence. What would be that one tip you'd give to her?
So growing up, obviously I lack self-esteem. So every time anybody would say anything to me, I'd always hold on to it. And I would be so upset about it all day, where it would just break my soul, would just ruin my day. And I used to say things, like I used to hear things a lot because I was previously divorced and I have 5 children. And in those times, I was a single mom a couple of times. So like I always used to hear, oh, she's a single mom of whatever X amount of numbers. Sometimes they exaggerate the number to seem like, I had just to make it as a diss to me, I guess. But at the end of the day, like I hear that all the time. And that's the only thing anyone could ever say to me is like, oh, you have so many kids. And it's like, okay, and I can take care of my kids. I'm able to have multiple businesses. I'm able to work from home. I don't have to work 2-3 jobs to take care of my many kids. And it's like, if you know what you already have and what you're already doing, then that's what you need to worry about and spend your energy on versus trying to, or you learn to block negativity instead of letting it drain your energy all day. Because nobody's going to be, you're not going to be able to change anyone's opinion of you because that doesn't matter. Because as long as you know who you are and what you're doing and what you're providing for your family, that's all that matters, because those people aren't giving you any money. They're not doing anything for you. They're nothing. And I think that's like the biggest advice I would like to offer people, because that was something that I know we as women battle a lot. We hear, bad things and stigmas that are attached to us when, certain things happen to us, like divorce or being a single mom or whatever. Like, I think that's something that we battle often. And I would just, have the listeners learn to like block all that out. That doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Thanks for sharing that great tip. And yeah, it's crazy. Like, one person can say one negative thing about you and we take it to heart, and especially as women, right? And we have to realize like those are just someone's words. They're not the truth. And, you can be who you want to be at any given moment when you make that decision. So thanks for sharing that great tip. And if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do and check out some of your work, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Everyone can find me on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook. Twitter, I'm under the same handle. It's at iCandyland with the K. It's IKANDYLAND.
Thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Kandy, you can also head on over to thetaoofselfconfidence.com and search for Kandy's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else that we talked about. And I really just want to thank Kandy today for taking the time to share her story and tips with us on self-confidence. So thank you so much, Kandy.
Thank you so much for having me.
Not a problem. It was really great having you on the show. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Want to learn how you can use podcasting to market your business? Download your free report by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.